One more thing I have to do before I just go ahead and leave is I have to note things that are on the outside of the home. So we do have a dish up there, but we also have the dish not connected right there. I don't think that's an issue. Most people don't use cable anymore. But the other thing is we have this wonderful gate that we paid to get fixed, so it's going to be fixed before the house transfers. We did not put grass in the backyard. Look at that air conditioning unit. The air conditioning unit's good. And the backyard's still pretty decent. Not a lot of weeds. There's nothing on the outside of the house that I notice. Doesn't look like any roof tiles are missing. The back of the home, let's see. Looks pretty good. I can't really see what's filming because the sun is in my eyes. So here's again the view from the backyard. They must have had a dog here because they have the chicken wire down here that makes it so that you can't get outside. So I'm making sure I get a good video. That dog just scared the living crap out of me. Making sure I get a good video of the house so that if I don't see anything because of the lighting, I'll at least be able to see it in the video. So it doesn't look like there's anything in the backyard that I need to worry about or anything on the side of the house. Looks pretty good. They said that the home inspector came up with some items. I have no idea what they could have came up with because the owner did put $10,000 of repairs already into the property. So I don't know what they came up with, but we'll see on Monday when we get the home inspection. And I will meet you next time when I get home and I start doing the disclosures. Hey everyone, I'm still doing a day in the life of a realtor, and it's me, Sharon. At the end of the day, I had to go do my agent visual inspection. So on both sides, both the buyer's agent and the seller's agent has to walk through the property and look a diligent inspection. Now we're not contractors, we're real estate agents. So we're supposed to walk through the property and make notes of everything that we notice is something that might be wrong with the property or something that we see that maybe we didn't see when the buyers bought the property. I don't know, just anything that looks to you like it should be something that's noted. So you do a visual inspection of the outside of the home. You do a visual inspection throughout the whole home. You saw it when it's connected to this video. And then you do the inspection of the outside of the home and come home and then do the paperwork. So the physical visual inspection, then you come home and you download. So I wanted to try to show you how I work on the MLS. And first of all, I can't because you're just gonna see this computer screen doing weird stuff. But anyway, I log on to Tri-Counties Board because I'm a member of Tri-Counties. And what will happen is I go into that and then I press on go into the MLS. Once I get in the MLS, I look for the links and I find the zip form links. And the zip form links, what they'll do is they'll allow me to go in and get the agent visual inspection form. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through the whole form and fill out everything that I saw, which was for the most part, dirty walls, possibly dirty floors, a couple of chip tiles. There was a little tiny BB hole in the window downstairs and the window upstairs, and I noted all that on the home inspection or the visual inspection. And then what I do is I fill it out. Now, before I send it over electronic signature to my client, I need to make a PDF copy of it, send it to my client, explain it to my client. After I explain it to him and he says, okay, that's everything he's seen, then I said, yes, is there any questions? Then I send it to him electronically to sign. So you always have to explain the forms to your clients before you just send them on over to sign them. So don't let your clients, if you're new at buying homes and you're a first-time home buyer or you're buying another property or an investment property, anytime your agent sends you forms, they're supposed to send you the forms first, discuss the relevance of the forms, and then send them over to you for signatures. So I'm not at the end of my day yet. What I'm doing is I'm gonna go ahead and do the paperwork on it, send it to my client. When he sends it back, then I'll send him the rest of the disclosures And that will probably take a good couple of hours because it takes him a while to get back to me and for me to get back to him and back and forth. And then after that, I get to teach a class tonight. So your day is never done. And with me, I'm constantly recruiting new agents and teaching new agents and coaching and building my company and building my business. So you're always going. If you have any questions, you can always contact me. Just because I might need it, I'm always gonna say my license number. It's 0101-8706, and my name is Sharon Butler, and I am a broker, so I don't particularly work for one real estate company. I work for myself as a broker. So if you have any questions about that kind of thing too, always feel free to ask me. You can reach out to me. My number's all over my website or my YouTube channel. It's Sharon Butler. My website's ssbutler.com, SS as in Sam. And you're on my YouTube page, so you don't have to look for me there. And my phone number is 714-745-6348. I'm gonna go ahead and fill out these forms, send them over to my client, wait for them to come back, send him the e-sign so he can e-sign them, him and his wife. They're gonna send them back to me. Then I get to send them over to the buyer's agent, get to my class, and keep you guys going until you see me in real estate. I look forward to seeing you in real estate and answering all your questions. OMG, I can't believe I actually made it on time where the classroom is. So this is Anaheim, California, where I teach real estate classes. So I teach principles, practice, escrow, and the cram course. So we're here in Anaheim. I will show you. I'm grabbing my purse because it has everything in it. And if you look at the background, I don't know if you can see it, but look in that building really carefully. And what do you see in that building? You see the big A. So we're right by the Angel Stadium. So I made it. This is the building I teach in, and I will pick you up in the classroom. I'm at the door, and he says, "Are you doing a video?" Of course I'm doing a video. There's students waiting in the parking lot. You said ooh before. Now you're not even gonna be in it. Jump on up, woo! Come on, we're gonna get our real estate license. Last day of class, come on. Let's do this. So this is where I'm entering the classroom. And people wanna know how big the classroom is. It's pretty big. I wanna say we could hold, look at, I got the back of my student who's studying. And we made it to the classroom on time because, hey, this actual video is a day in the life, so it doesn't really matter. It's like, because you know there's people on YouTube that do a day in the life of their real estate transactions and stuff. And this one girl, like, she's going to the gym and she works out. I don't need you to watch me go to the gym and work out. So we made it to the classroom, and today's the last lesson. You guys, aren't you excited? We should have did a party. We should have stayed later. We should have did something fun. We could do it on your last 3 classes. Wait, how many, anybody have all their classes done now? Do you have all your classes done now? Anybody else?
I might come back.
I do.
You might come back. If you have all your classes done,
until you tell me I can't come back.
you can come back and listen to me anytime you want.
I will.
So you did.
I keep coming back until I just know.
Yeah, we allow you here. Principles, practice, and escrow is what we do here.
Yeah.
So we're on the last 3 chapters of escrow, but the reason I'm filming today is because I'm doing the day in the life and all the stuff I do all day, and people can't keep up with me. But I also noticed that today we're doing real estate appraising. And real estate appraising is an area where people do bad on the state exam. So I figured I'd videotape some of it, not all of it, off and on things that we talk about in class. And as you know, everything that's in bright yellow is going to be on your final. Anything that I tell you is going to be on the state exam will be on the state exam. Real estate appraising. So they have stuff about the history of it, and it says Financial Institution Reform and Recovery Enforcement Act of 1989 requires that as of January 1st, 1993, all property appraisals that are part of a federally regulated transaction must be performed by a state licensed and certified appraiser. I can't believe that was as of 1989, because I got to tell you, I got my license in 1986. I was a loan processor in 83, so from 83 to 86, I was processing loans, and we still had to have appraisals. So it's really weird to me when I'm teaching and I see the history, and I'm like, okay, you guys, but you're not going to be tested on history, which is good.
Right.
However, so that's on page 379 where it says federally regulated transactions. So I learned something new today. that I can share. So I had to be at the board of directors meeting today. I can't really share anything that's confidential, but I can share something that's out right now. So it's really interesting, especially for people who are going to get their real estate license and be loan officers. The CFPB is the people who regulate like everything. Okay, so if one of your clients has a problem, they can contact the CFPB. The CFPB will see where it should go. If it's some type of financial issue, like with your loan officer or something, then they're going to do an investigation. And what happened, you guys got to know this because it's kind of cool, is there used to be 7 different entities that made up and regulated the financial world. And those 7 different entities, because the right arm didn't know what the left arm was doing and vice versa, they took all the rules and regulations from those 7 different federal regulators, and think of it like a big funnel. And for the loan officers, they have to know this for their tests. It funnels into there, and all their rules and regulations ended up at the CFPB. So if you're trying to figure out who regulates what, it's usually the CFPB. Well, guess what? They just got busted.
Who did?
The CFPB. It's the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Well, by the way that they fund themselves. I don't know exactly how it worked, but the way that they're funded was done incorrectly. So now they're being under the microscope.
By who though?
Probably.
Who polices them?
Who polices them? Okay, people who police the regulators would be like the cabinet members, like the government. Yeah, so interesting stuff is coming down, and that's why you guys have to be up to date on everything, because you never know what's going to happen. Like the one thing that's up to date right now that the DRE is looking at is you knew people like to go and do open houses for people who have open houses, and you know, normally you'll go to somebody who has a listing and you'll call them up and say, hey, you know, I realize you work for a different real estate company, but if you need somebody to hold open houses for you, I'll be glad to hold them for you. And that's how new people got their foot in the door and met some new buyers. Well, the Department of Real Estate is saying, you know, if you work for me and you go and do an open house for her and she works for a different agent, then you're working for 2 brokers at one time, and you can't do that with a sales license. You can do that with a broker's license, but you can't do that with a sales license. So I've been talking a lot to my agents, and we have classes on Wednesday nights. And, you know, my theory is if you're not working for the other agent, you know, because I truly believe you should have more than one person at open house. So if the other agent's holding an open house and you're holding it with them, you're hosting with them, when the buyer walks in the door, you say, you know, do you have an agent? And if they say no, you say, great, because I'm here to help buyers because I'm not the listing agent. And I don't work for the listing agent's company. So it would not be dual agency, and I'd be specifically helping you. You know, so if they don't have an agent, you could do that. The other thing you could do that I was just talking to one of my agents about, and she's knocking it out of the park, is for sale by owners. Contact people that are doing for sale by owners and ask them if they're having an open house, how are they doing it? You know, do they have signs? Because most of them don't have signs. I gotta tell you, my next door neighbor, it was super funny. He did a help you sell. I'm laughing because it was fun to watch him because he has 0 personality. He's a guy with 0 personality who's trying to have open houses, and it's like, then he brought home, I don't know where he got that big white van, but he had a big white van that he had this sign that said open house that was like bigger than me. And he put it on the side of the van and put arrows on it at the end of the street. And I was just like, I was laughing so hard, and I felt like going, you know, I should really help him. But you know what? He knew what I did for a living, and he wanted to sell it on his own, and he listed with Help You Sell. And what Help You Sell does was helps you, directs you on what to do. And they were directing him on how to do an open house. So he was having a good old time. So anyway, let's get on to pricing. He was having a good old time. But he was having that open house like every weekend, all the time, for months and months and months. And he finally sold his home. But it was funny because when he was fixing up his home, he's the guy that when I talk about functional obsolescence and economical obsolescence. So functional obsolescence are things you can fix because they're inside your property line. And economic obsolescence is, let's say that the city decided to build, let's call it a freeway behind your house, and the street got busy, or like a really busy street and it got busier. Or even, I think functional obsolescence too, it depends on what you like, is if you're right by a park and they put those big lights in your backyard and you're like, whoa, I'm on stage all night. that could be, a thing that would bring the value down in your home. So functional versus economic, and I use his house because on the state exam it talks about 2 houses were built roughly at the same time, which was 1989, I think it says on the test, or 1990, and my house and my neighbor and I bought our houses in 1989. And it's funny because it says in 2016, why is it that the houses they were built at the same time, they were the same floor plan, they look different on the outside, but why would his house appraise for less than mine? Well, functional obsolescence. He took some white paint and painted his kitchen cabinets white. And, have you ever been in this, most floor plans, like if the kitchen's on the back of the house, you'll have like a little door that goes to the dining area on the other side. You know what I mean? Like you're in the kitchen and it's like a square and you have like an open, it's not a door. Sometimes people have doors, but usually it's open and you go to the other side and it's the dining area. And then on this side, it's like the family room. Well, that's how our houses are. So what I did was I took that wall out and I made it so that it was really open all across the back of my home, because if I'm standing in the kitchen, I could literally see downtown LA if I look in the right direction. But if that wall's there, I can't see anything. So, and then I took out my old ugly cabinets that came with the house and I put in some other cabinets, and I made the kitchen literally look like it goes across the whole back of the house. So, I mean, would you want to buy my house with a nice upgraded kitchen, or would you want to buy his that he painted the cabinets white and left the old appliances in? So that's why the difference in the difference in the value, and that's on the test, because he has functional obsolescence. And like my bathroom has, when I bought it, it has a soaking tub. Well, I took the soaking tub out and put a jacuzzi tub in. So wouldn't you rather have jets than not jets, right? So on and on and on. So differences. So we might talk about those types of things today, because we are talking about appraisals on page 379. So we talked about federally regulated transactions. You have to have an appraisal. Nothing highlighted on page 378 or 379. California law says that, here we are. That one says federally transactions. California appraisal regulations went into effect November 1992. Enforcement is the responsibility of, you might want to highlight this, the Bureau of Real Estate Appraisers, because there's 2 things that they do and they're on the test. So the Bureau of Real Estate Appraisers do 2 things. They license real estate agents.
Where is that? Sorry.
That is on page 379, last paragraph.
Oh.
But they also do something else. Besides giving appraisers licenses, they take complaints from people about appraisers, okay? So those are the 2 things that are on the state exam that you have to know about what the Bureau of Real Estate Appraisers does, which is cool because their initials are Brea, like the city of Brea. So it says also in your book, it says they train licensees, residential licenses, certified residential license, and certified general. Because it's in front of me and I know it's on your state exam, certified general, they're going to ask you about what kind of license would an appraiser have to have to appraise a strip mall that's worth $500,000 or more? And the answer is a certified general. And how I make in the cram course, how I make people remember that is, have you guys seen that commercial on TV with the general?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with the general, little dude.
Yeah.
He's cartoon, right? With a general hat on, and he goes, "I'm the general." And what is it? General insurance? What is it? I don't even know what the name of. He says he's the general.
It's the general.
The general, but anyway. So I always talk about the general. And I go, picture the general cruising through a strip mall doing an appraisal. He has to have a certified general license. So you need to know that a strip mall, you're going to need a certified general license. So I was only videotaping right now because I was doing the day in the life of. So I'm going to go ahead and shut it off. And they're going to be so bummed that I'm not going to put it up there. But, it is what it is. So we'll catch you later.